La iguana tomaba café a la hora del té. This is my daughter's second week of vacation. My wife already left for the office, like every morning. So that's how we started. I go out with my daughter to get some exercise before the heat becomes completely unbearable. At this hour, it's still manageable. The sun is beating down, but it's manageable. She runs straight for the slide as if the weather didn't exist. That immunity kids have to the heat, that adults lose at some point in life. The slide is metal and it's scorching hot. Not even 10 minutes have passed and we already can't handle the heat. Hi, I'm Chilli, rookie dad, freelance designer, officially unemployed for more than 2 years now, with only sporadic projects here and there. Salió la A, no sé a dónde va. Salió la A. La iguana, bueno. Había una vez una iguana. We stopped here to buy a bottle of water first, and then I put her umbrella to protect her from the sun. We walk to the mall. The cold air hits our faces immediately. It's an almost physical relief. We're not here to buy anything, we're here for the air conditioning, and clearly we're not the only ones with that idea. In this place, there are a lot of people doing the same thing, but no one's buying. It's full of ayis, taking care of elderly people in wheelchairs, of babies asleep in their strollers, and of grandparents doing small stretching exercises next to the shops. This practice is called Chenkongtiao, literally taking free advantage of the air conditioning. Libraries, malls, subway stations, any place with free AC becomes a collective refuge in the middle of Chinese summer. The word ayi, which we translate that way, literally means aunt, but in practice it's used to talk about nannies, caregivers, or simply any older woman in the community. It's one of those words that says a lot about how family care works here. I stop for a moment to watch. There's something almost moving about seeing so many different generations sharing the same space for the same silent reason. Nobody wants to be outside. The grandparents, the ayis, the babies, my daughter, me, all of us taking refuge under the same cold roof without needing to say a word about it. Juega con el niño, chiquis. After almost an hour and a half, we finally leave. We meet up with my wife for lunch, as planned. We walk together to this place that sells a whole range of wonton varieties. She orders a tonel, these dumplings served in broth that she loves so much. I order some noodles that the menu claims are Italian style, though honestly they have nothing Italian about them. In Chinese culture, there's this idea of 以热制热, fighting heat with heat. Eating hot soup in the middle of summer isn't as contradictory as it sounds. It's believed to help the body regulate its internal temperature better. Honestly, I'm not much of a believer in that philosophy. But hey, when in Rome, it's almost 1:30, the toughest hour of the day. We don't talk much during lunch. The heat wears out even the conversations. But it's a peaceful moment. One of those that doesn't need to be spectacular to feel good. Outside, it's still 38 degrees. Last weekend, a typhoon passed through the city. And as contradictory as it sounds, that completely cleared the sky. Not a single cloud. an intense blue that almost doesn't match how unbearable it feels to walk down the street. We walk the 5 minutes home. My daughter walks ahead with her mom. I film a little, documenting like I always do. My clothes are already sticking to my body, and it's not just the heat, it's the humidity, which here in Shanghai in summer is relentless. And today, even though I didn't know it yet when I left home holding my daughter's hand, we were going to end up celebrating 4 years of marriage. This is that entire day, from start to finish. The good, the sweaty, the tired, the kind of day I almost didn't film because I figured nothing special was going to happen. And it ended up mattering more than I thought. We get to our residential complex. The neighbors have this custom of hanging laundry outside, on improvised lines that literally stretch between the buildings, hanging over the street. We do it too, on some metal bars on our own balcony. It's almost an urban landscape in itself. This city full of clothes drying in the sun between apartment blocks. And here, one of the newer traditions, as soon as we get home, nothing beats the heat like a good glass of coconut water. Time passes slowly during the hottest hours, and suddenly, without noticing, it's already nighttime. We wait for my wife to get off work, because today wasn't just another hot day in Shanghai. Today we were celebrating 4 years of marriage. We decided to celebrate with a pizza. Lies, 2 pizzas. That's honestly all I could afford this time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Financially, we're stretched thin this year, and there's no point pretending otherwise. But it's okay. It really is okay. You have to be grateful for having your health, for being okay, for having someone to sit down and share a pizza with on a random day that turned out to be an anniversary. My wife is an interior designer. This week, she's had to stay late almost every day between deliverables and clients. Today was the exception. She told everyone in the office, no shame about it, I'm leaving early today, it's my anniversary. We got married 4 years ago, when my daughter was already on the way. Everything came as a surprise. The wedding, the pregnancy, COVID, all almost at the same time. I remember those days as hard ones. We had to live locked down because of COVID, adapting to a life that changed overnight. And today, 4 years later, we're still here, with less money than in other years maybe, and definitely more gray hairs. But together, sitting at the same table, laughing about the same things. On a night as simple as this one, with 2 pizzas, a carrot cake, and an aperol, it became real in a way no abstract piece of advice ever could. Maybe that's why I started filming these videos a couple of months ago. Not to show a perfect life or a successful one by traditional standards, but to leave a record of these of ordinary days, of unbearable heat, of 2 for 1 cheap pizzas, of holding hands walking back and forth across the city. My wife and daughter head home. I take the chance to go out for my solo walk. I do it every night, without fail, rain or this infernal heat. I stop at the corner store to buy something to drink. I pay for everything with my watch. That's one of the great advantages of living here. Everything is completely digital. I don't even need to bring my phone with me to go out and walk at night. Along the way, I pass some shirtless foreigners outside a bar. The heat doesn't spare anyone, not even at night, not even people who come from cold climates. And everywhere, that unmistakable sound of summer, the cicadas, chicharras, as we call them back in Colombia, I find one on the ground. It's not dead yet, but it's dying. I think the heat gets to them too eventually. As far as I've seen in this neighborhood, this is practically the only hour of the day when you can walk dogs without them suffering too much, especially the ones with a lot of fur. For them, the rest of the day must feel like a silent torture. I've gone more than 2 years without formally working as a designer. Just loose projects here and there, nothing steady, nothing stable. For a long time, that weighed on me, as if my worth as a person depended on a job title, a contract, a line on a business card. But tonight, eating cheap pizza with my wife for our anniversary, I understood something I probably already knew in theory, but hadn't fully felt in practice. A job doesn't remember you. A job doesn't wait for you at home. A job doesn't celebrate 4 years of being alive with you, of having built something together, of continuing to choose each other. Projects come and go. Offices forget about you faster than you think, and that's okay. That's just how the working world works. But tonight, the carrot cake, the cheap apparel, the walk home hand in hand, this is what stays. This is what matters. This is what, one day, when I'm no longer here, the people I love are going to remember. Not my resume. Not the years without a stable contract. If my daughter ever watches these videos someday, I hope she understands that here, in the middle of the chaos and job instability, we chose to be present. So, that's what an ordinary day looked like. Extreme heat, a mall full of ice, wontons, and fake Italian noodles, and, without really planning it, an anniversary celebrated with 2 pizzas, surviving the Shanghai summer. If you want to follow this Chinorolo on his everyday adventures, subscribe, hit like, share this video, and tell me in the comments, do you have your own ritual for surviving the heat? And how long have you been celebrating with what you have, instead of waiting until you have more to do it? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye bye.